copycat line, because that's one of her like things that she likes to do, is to do impressions of other people, and it's her doing an impression of Paimon, and in the line, in the text, it literally just said blubbering noises. And I remember being in like my little like booth at home and being like, hey gang, what's a blubbering noise? And they're like, I don't know. I'm like, great, cool. And they're like, just do like a sound. And I'm like, cool, that narrows it down, thank you very much. And so they were like, the sound that Paimon makes while disappearing. And I'm like, the sound effect that's not made by any human organic form? Okay, you got it, cool. And so, what was that? I don't know what you said, but you said with a lot of vigor. Okay, emergency food indeed, okay. I don't know. I'm very confused what's going on. Everyone's saying a lot of things and I'm just gonna be like, yeah, good for you, friend. Same attitude as like when my nieces were 2, like I'm like, I don't know what you're saying, but you're saying with a lot of spirit, so I'm gonna support that. Sure, okay. But yeah, so the blubbering noises for sure was one that I was just sort of like, okay, I guess I'm gonna make any sound I want to, and I just Your turn now.
I don't think it's too exciting of a story, but I remember getting to the line, hey girlie, hold still, and being like, interesting choice of words for an intro. And then our director, Chris Faella, was like, we need one for the male play, and he's like, so why don't we add, let's think here. Let's do hey buddy. Oh, okay, hey buddy. Hold still. Okay, great, perfect. We got it. Let's move on. And I was like, oh wow.
I wish it was comrade.
Yeah. Well, he says that too sometimes, but not in that context.
Not enough.
Not enough.
I think my favorite.
So many lines.
So many lines. No, I actually, when we recorded the opening cutscene, I am actually a twin in real life. I have a twin brother. And yes, and when we recorded the opening cutscene, where they're separated at the beginning, they were like, okay, so imagine that your twin is being snatched away from you and you don't know what's gonna happen to them, and
you're like, yes!
all this stuff, and I was like almost crying in the session because I was like, this is so sad. It's not like, I wouldn't be like, that's my favorite part, but it was like that was like the first time that I was like, oh, I really connect with Lumine, and I just feel like I was just like, oh, I was just like meant to do this, and so that was really meaningful for me to record. Like, definitely, that wasn't like my most favorite, like, this is so fun, but it was a very meaningful part to record.
Anything y'all want to take it away from the character? We've talked about how you've put elements of yourself in these characters, but anything that you've sort of pulled from or latched onto with your own characters that you've sort of imbued into your own lives?
I set a lot of things on fire these days. I think actually, there's a little story quest where Yoimiya gets to meet Klee, which was one of my favorite things to record because Klee has been like my favorite character in the game since the launch. And like people would be like, who do you want Yoimiya to be? And every single time the answer was Klee. And I remember me and Poonam, who voices Klee, we lost our minds when we found out that we were getting to do the scenes together. And I recorded, and I was so excited for this, and I kept waiting for them to call me in. And then when they finally did call me in, it was like a week after I had recently gotten dumped. And so it was like this really happy, cute scene, but like I was so sad. And like honestly doing that scene and acting through it helped me get through my breakup because I was so worried the entire time being like, I want to do right by the fans, I want to do right by Yoimiya, and like bring them correct amount of pep, but I'm so sad. And like doing that scene like really helped me through it, so yeah.
So sweet.
Remy?
And now you, Remy.
Yeah. Actually, Remy does sleep in my booth when I record for Lumine, so there's a little part of Remy in Lumine also, I guess. No, I think, okay, I don't know if this is like a takeaway, but I getting to voice Traveler Lumine and Abyss Lumine has been really, really special because you don't often get to voice a character, but you get to play like both sides of them, like two different sides of them, but they're the same person. That is not, I mean, this is the first time I've ever recorded a character like that, so it's pretty rare. And I do feel like it's really special, and also I think it's such a great reminder that like we all have within us the power to like choose who we're gonna be. You know, like we get to decide like what version of ourselves we want to be, and I find that really special. And
Absolutely, yeah. More of you clap for Sarah. Come on. Thank you.
I don't think voicing Child has like changed my personality or anything.
It won't not.
But I will say, being in the game and being a part of this has really changed my day-to-day living. I mean, whether it's, humbly speaking, like doing cameos or coming to cons and meeting fans, or it's changed my day-to-day with social media and my plans, my schedule, everything. I wasn't doing cons 2 years ago, and like I said, I didn't have much of a following, and now every day, it's on my mind, it's on my radar, and when
Everywhere you go, you see his face.
well, and like lately, recently, it doesn't happen often, but every now and then I'll go into a store and someone will go, "I heard your voice. Are you Griffin Burns?" And I'll be like, "Oh my God, yeah! I can't believe you recognized me." And
It's so weird
it's
being
crazy.
recognized. I was at the Renaissance Fair and someone walked up to me and they were like, "Hey," and I was like, "Yeah, I can take a picture of you." And they're like, "No, are you Jenny Okabori?" And I'm not a smooth person at all. I am in fact a big dork, and so I think my exact words were, "Oh my God, I am."
It's very flattering.
Exactly.
And if it catches you off guard, because we're voice actors, we record in a booth by ourselves. We're not used to being like, I don't know, seen on
I've been
camera.
calling, whenever I go to conventions, I always call like the on-camera actors the faces.
Oh, that sounds dangerously close to some other word.
I don't think so.
Just
I
change
can't
the
think,
A.
I can't think of what else it could sound like.
The faces. I don't know about that one.
I do have to say, I follow both of you on social media, and
Stalker.
I'm a stalker, yeah. And I really enjoy your posts. I feel like both of you are so freaking funny. I really enjoy it. I don't feel like I'm one of those, like, I don't feel like I'm like a funny person
Your
online.
posts are so wholesome,
It
though.
can't be funny, but I love it because I feel like y'all make the funniest jokes. So I like following them, and I feel sometimes like I'm just.
I get like panicked every time someone like sees me. They're like, "I follow you on Twitter." I'm like, "Oh God, I'm so sorry."
That's what I say.
It's absolute
No.
garbage nonsense sometimes. They'll like literally
Your
like,
tweets are so good. They're
Not
so
all of
funny.
them are
Y'all
bangers.
agree, right? Their tweets are so good. Yeah.
see, Sarah's being really nice right now, but also like I know for a fact that I've woken up at like 1 a.m. and been like, "Where's happening?" And I just write like pee pee poo poo and like tweeted it, and I'm like, "You done it again, kid. Good, those 2 months of college, well spent."
We're gonna get back to that, but before we do, I do want to start setting up for our audience Q&A. So y'all, we have 2 microphones on either aisle, so go ahead and line up. If you've been to a panel before, you know this, but you're gonna share your name, where you're from, and let us know your question. And so while that's happening, I do want to talk about a serious topic. And that is voice actors among us. And the harm that has been done unto Jenny. Speaking of Twitter, I saw the photo that you posted. I saw the X's on the face. I know what Sarah did to you. And I feel like there's an opportunity for healing here.
Jenny, I'm so sorry.
I like that Remy is fully asleep right now.
Okay, Remy's asleep, and all I have to say is, look, sometimes when you're not trying to be suspicious in Among Us,
I don't do it. Okay,
you're a little suspicious.
it started as a joke, but now this is real. Don't you dare!
That sounded like a half apology.
Don't you dare!
I'm sorry that we betrayed you
Constantly!
by voting you out.
Constantly! Okay, you know what? I'm standing up for this one.
Oh boy.
I have had wrong done unto me, Florida. I have had injustices done unto me. What happens every single time someone tweets tweeted this last night, and I agree with it, is that there are a few things in this world that are constant. Death, taxes, and Jenny getting crewmate in voice actor Among Us, and that's true, because I never get imposter, and I just want to do a singular crime, and the universe will not let me, and it doesn't matter how often I get crewmates. Every single time my friends are like, Jenny's sus, and I'm like, it's just Jenny.
Because we can sense you're like yearning to do crime, that we're like,
You're sensing my chronic anxiety.
We're sensing that you want to do the murder, so we're like, oh, is she the murderer? Perhaps she murdered someone.
Have you ever seen my POV? Because it's literally just me being like,
So now that I've set off the pyro,
I was gonna say, I don't like Among Us. Let's end it
I
there.
know.
I'm
I
like
know.
just doing that moment of friendship, and we'll go to questions.
I think you need to play with us more, because I feel like when you've played it, when I first started playing, I was so anxious, like my heart was racing every time.
Can't relate to that.
No, can't relate at all.
Well, I don't know what I'm doing, and then people are like, "You're being sus," and it's like, I just don't know. I don't know how to find
you
the
just have
map.
to play more, because once you play more,
Then they're being
have-
terrible to you and
there
betray
are,
you.
There are tips and tricks, and one of them, unfortunately, was used a lot at our last Among Us, which is if someone is a naturally suspicious-sounding person, all the imposters will be like, I think it's Jenny because she's been very sus, even though she's definitely not the imposter. But so once you've played a lot, there are
I could be literally walking out of an orphanage that is burning, like holding children in my arms, saving them. I could be like saving a cat from a tree, and you're like, Jenny's sus. And I'm like, I'm just trying to assist.
For our next Among Us,
I don't want to hear it.
I will be.
Don't you dare.
I will be the Jenny
Don't you
protection
dare.
squad. I will follow you and protect you.
Zach Gordon, Tainari's VA, trying to do that.
No, but I'm being real. You trust me.
Questions.
So Griffin, your order of priority is pub sub,
Pub-sub.
and then Among Us. All right,
Yeah.
let's go to questions. Hi.
Hello, my name is Finn and I'm from Michigan. My question is, if you were a tiny wizard in a wizard tower, what magic would you have?
A tiny wizard in a wizard tower?
A tiny wizard in a really big wizard tower, yeah.
This is an impeccable question.
Thank you.
This is exquisite.
I made it myself.
I think, here's the thing. What are the stakes here? Because, like, what is the domain? Or are there kingdoms? Is there a war going on? Because if so, here's the thing. I think I would want to have a dumb wizard power. I think I would want to have, like, dominion over, like, balloon animals.
I can say, last year, Max Middleman said he'd shrink people to the size of a Cheez-It, and
That's so specific.
Erica said she'd make sandwiches.
Griffin, Sarah, what about y'all?
If I was a tiny
A tiny wizard?
wizard in a castle, I would get huge and blow up the walls, so like my flesh would be popping out of like the little, what are they called? Little windows.
I like that Griffin's answer is, if you were a tiny wizard, I would simply,
I would
you're
get-
like, what would you do?
yeah.
And he's like, I would simply not be tiny.
I wouldn't be tiny, I would get huge. If we have the power, right? The power to get huge.
There you go.
I get swole. I'd be really swole.
I'm like, everyone technically has the power if they have a gym membership already.
Sarah, what about
Mine
you?
is that I would want the power to talk to animals.
I stand by balloon animals.
Wholesome,
Hi.
wholesome whisper.
I am short. I'm sorry. There we go.
Tilde down. There you go.
Short
Like
on
that.
that.
Okay, so hi, I'm also Remy.
Oh.
Yeah,
Kindred spirits.
for real. So my question was, because I knew you two were coming today, I didn't know about Griffin, so this is a great surprise. I knew you two were coming today, so I was wondering if I could do my Klee impression for you guys.
Yeah.
Okay. I have not practiced this at all, so I'm sorry if it's bad.
No, it's gonna be great.
It's gonna be fantastic.
It's gonna be great.
Spark Knight Glee of the Knights of Avonius reporting for duty.
I haven't practiced at all. It doesn't dead